everybody, my name's Amanda from Scrimpingmommy.co.uk, and today I'm going to make a card using Daisy Delight and with no punch inside. We're just using the stamp set and some of the DSP and the cardstock. So I have pre-cut my, we're going to be using the sentiment and this little flower triplet here. So I've pre-cut my card. It measures 5 3/4 by 4 1/8. All of the measurements and everything that I've used will be over on my blog at scrimpingmommy.co.uk if you want to go and have a look. And right, so let's get cracking. I have pre-cut some elements that are going on my card. A scalloped oval and a plain oval, one in Whisper White and one in the DSP. And that's a 3.5 inch and a 3 inch. And they have come from the layering oval framelets, which I absolutely love because you're getting loads for your money. Love them. If you don't have these shapes, you could cut by hand, rectangles, you could punch whatever you want. Whatever you've got, just use. Right, so let me just get a few bits and bobs. I am also using a Stampin' Up doily. There we go. Is that ready? And so let's get some stamping done. I'm using Night of Navy as my ink, and I'm going to try and do a small border. Let me just see. Okay. Just going to try and do a small border. I think I might stamp off. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm going to stamp off and then stamp. There we go. So stamp off and then stamp. Hopefully it'll go nicely. Stamp off. I love these little tiny little ditzy stamps. They're so cute. Stamp off. And then you should just have room for 2 more. I hope my big head isn't in the camera. With my wet hair, because I've been out this morning and I've got wet and I've come back and it's dried, and I've not bothered washing it or styling it because I'll be going back out later and getting wet all over again. So we've just got that little tiny border there now. That looks cute. Now what I'm going to do is I want to put some ribbon on here, so I'm just going to just make sure that that's dry. So on the reverse side, I'm just going to put a little bit of tear tape. Let me just see where my, about there. I want my tear tape about here then. It's just, all this is going to do is, I'm going to put a ribbon round and the tear tape is going to help me. Oops, I've ripped my card a bit there. Oops. I've caught that with the end of my tear tape. Don't do that when you're doing yours. It's just going to help me hold my ribbon in place so it doesn't move about. Okay. So there we go. But it's going on the inside. And I reckon if I cut, let me see, I don't want to cut miles more than I need, but I need room to tie it, so I think there will do. So rather than faff about doing a bow, I'm just going to do a double knot. So I'm going to tie a knot there. Try not to have it so tight that it bows your card, but needs to be fairly tight, and then quickly tie it in another knot. Okay, just before you pull it tight, just rearrange your ribbon so it's not bowing your card. That's fine. And then I'm just going to cut it at an angle one way. Oops. And the opposite way, this way. There we go. One tip is, if your bow doesn't lie how you want it to lie, you can add a glue dot. I'm not too worried. That's alright for me. So I'll move that out of the way, and I used the Classic Weave in Whisper White there. So I have some things pre-prepared, so I'm going to start and build my card up now. I'm happy with that. Ribbons always bug me. I don't know why I use them. Oh dear, I get all OCD when it comes to ribbons. Right, I'm going to just quickly glue on my doily. So yeah, this is using the lovely, lovely Delightful Daisy. I absolutely love it. The paper's beautiful. The stamps are beautiful. It's just bright and cheery. It's lovely. Bit of Tombow. Add that to there. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp on some vellum. One of my ladies asked me, one of my lovely customers, I think it was Kath Grantham, asked me to do a card using vellum. I don't use vellum an awful lot. So, you know, I better do as I'm told. And use a bit of vellum in this card. I'm going to put this on with dimensionals to make it a little bit raised. And put it sort of in the middle of that doily there. Yeah, in the middle. That's not the middle, blimey. Get off. Middle. Oh, do you know what? My eyesight's shocking. Surprised I can, you know, don't get run over or something on a daily basis. There we go. I'm in shock. Right, oh dear. And then, so my vellum, I have cut a piece already. There we go. And it measures, I think it's 1 1/4 by, I don't know the length to be honest. 1 1/4 by 4 1/4. And I'm going to use the lovely Thank You sentiment out of the Delightful Daisy. And then I'm going to stamp on this vellum hopefully. And hopefully it's not going to be a mess. Right, so let's have a look. Oh, I've got ink all over my block. I've pressed on too hard. No baby wipes to hand. I'll have to YOLO it. I'll have to manage. Okay, let's hope it doesn't go everywhere. There we go. And you can work with vellum just the same as cardstock. Stamp's lovely. You can emboss it. You can do what you want with it. You just might need to give it slightly longer drying time. Okay, so I'm going to leave that to dry a minute while I put some fancy bits on here. And I'm using the glittered enamel dots, I think they're called. They're absolutely lovely. I really love them. And I love how they, you know, they kind of go down like an ombre effect. Is it ombre? Yeah, ombre, where it goes from darker to lighter. So, you know, you don't need loads of different colours. You can more or less find one that you want to use. I'm going to go for this lovely deep turquoisey colour here. So I'll put one there. And then I'll go for a slightly lighter colour over here, I think. And I'm just dotting them about randomly. And maybe one over here. And they'll just add a little bit of something to your card because they'll pick up, you know, they'll pick up the light and you've got a tiny bit of sparkle. Right, so I'm going to come back with my sentiment. Hopefully it's dry. Get off. Hopefully it's dry. Right, so carefully I'm going to cut it into a banner. So I'm finding the central part and snipping, and then I'm going from the corner to the central part and snipping. Okay. There we go. And same here. Find the centre, snip. I'm doing it really carefully because I don't want my ink to smudge. I don't know if it's dry yet. I don't work with vellum very much, so I'm not sure how long it takes to dry, but one would imagine it's a longer drying time than paper. Okay, so that's really, really pretty. I'm going to just glue it on with I'm going to just put a very thin line of Tombow, and I'm going to put it on my across here. Okay, and then very carefully add my banner that I've created, like so. Tap it down, tap, tap. I don't want it to smudge. I'm going to very gently tap it down with the end of my pokey tool, and we are done. And I think that's really, really simple. Is it straight? Hold on. And I'm just going to leave that to dry. I'm not going to mess about with it, except to get it straight, and leave it to dry. And I think that's really pretty. Shall we zoom in slightly? No, that's out. There you go. Give it a try. Nice, pretty, easy card for you to have a go at. I hope you enjoy that. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.